Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Saturday special edition. If anybody was watching a little bit earlier in my live video, my computer just wanted to start an update and shut off in the middle of my video. So don't put off those updates. The computer will make a choice in the middle of when you don't want it to make an update. But today's topic is momentum in life, momentum in life. And why I came up with this topic today was this week, I have been reaching out to agents in our office. I did their year-to-date numbers through April, and I was targeting the agents and congratulating the agents that are doing better this year than last year. Now, I'm happy and proud of all of my agents, but I'm trying to figure out, and especially going the top down, the agents that are doing the most business and kind of going down the ladder, so to say, and asking them what's going on in their business, which makes them be doing better this year than last year. So a new agent, the year or two in the business, this year, I have many agents. They're doing a bit more business this year than last year because they're within a few years. So if you just got your license within 2, 3, 4, 5 years, the market has no bearing on what your business is because you're just newer. You could be way ahead of what you were last year because you're new, you're within 5 years. But the agents in the business 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years that have consistent business, these are the agents I was looking at to figure out what is going on with their business that they're breaking the norm of market, what the market is. And I already know, I know the answer to this already. It's in the topic. It's momentum. So I reached out to several agents and said, wow, congratulations, you're beating the market. What's going on with your business? And almost all of them go, I didn't know. I didn't know I was doing better this year than last year. I'm just working. I'm doing it. I'm making the calls. I'm doing the things. And they were surprised. Most of them were surprised because they're not watching the clock. They're not watching the scoreboard. They're just doing what they need to do. And then some of them that knew that they were up because they're watching numbers because they saw their business shifting and started making adjustments. You know what the adjustment is? That's it. Okay. If as an agent, if you're reading anything, if you're watching any videos, listening to any podcasts about real estate, and you have to shift, you have to pivot, you have to do this. Every week I'm on the phone with agents going, I'm watching this video, I'm taking this class, and they say when the market shifts, you have to pivot and you got to do this, you got to do that. It's simple. It's simple. You got to call more people. You got to be in front of more people. You got to talk to more people. You got to bump up and rev up your prospecting. Excuse me, that's it. There's no, I got to invest in leads. I got to get some new technology. I got to take more classes. No, simple. If your business is shifting, or which we say slowing down because of maybe market conditions, you make more calls, you find more people, you spend more time prospecting. That's it. Bottom line, period. End of story. So don't let anybody teach you anything different. I'm sorry. Any coach or anything. Oh, you got to do this. You got to do that. Get on the phone more. Talk to more people. Be in front of door knock. Get involved. Pass out your cards. Pass out 20 cards a day. Text 100 people a day. Do something more prospecting wise than you did before. But the one thing one of the things I've been mentioning to agents as I talk to them and about their business, and they're up from this year, last year, they wonder, what is overall everybody doing? And overall, the market is about 20%-ish slower than it was last year. But the market is great because we are back to a normal market. I'll give you a little bit about our office in general and why we are up as an office every year, and we're even up this year. Not compared to last year, we're up where we're supposed to be in normal business. Example, For the last 15 years, I mean, I've been in business 25 years, but I just went back 15 years, did all the numbers. Every year for 15 years, we were up 5 to 10% every year, 5, 10%, 5, 10% up every year in business until 2020 and 2021, in that right there, whenever I look at it, 1 year, we were up 35%. 35% in 1 year. Did our agents work harder? Yeah, a lot of them did. Did we do something as an office that was some abnormally thing? We all of a sudden influx of leads or new people buying or selling as an office? No, we've been doing the exact same great job as an office, training and helping and supporting our agents. That was a market thing. 35% increase in business and sales and in commissions in 1 year. And then the next year, up another 10%. That's abnormal. It's kind of like going downhill, like you're on a bike race and you're going downhill. You're still pedaling the same, and then you're going downhill and you're like, wow, I'm going even faster because of the road conditions. Because your bike's going faster because you're on a road that's going faster, not going up, it's going down. So here's where I'm going to jump into this with what momentum means to me, is that the agents that are slow now are the agents that when we hit that hill and you're going down, you're like, wow, I'm going faster. And they thought that there was something they were doing. So imagine this: prospecting, reaching out to people, your database, asking for referrals. And they just thought, oh my God, all this business, I'm doing great. And then they start taking control of the business and they started slacking off on the prospecting and the networking and the database. And just kind of like you going downhill, and they just let their feet off the pedals and held on and enjoyed the ride and just worked the steering wheel, just worked the business. They weren't pedaling anymore. They weren't pedaling anymore because the road was moving them. The market was moving their business. Now, what happens when you hit that bottom and you got to come back up? If you weren't pedaling the whole time, if you let your feet off the pedals and you were just enjoying the market and how buyers were flooding in and multiple offers, we're still doing that now, but more people buying and the low interest rates and the hill of buyers and people selling. Now when the hill's up, you have no momentum. You just let the market carry you, and now the market's not going to carry you anymore. Now you're slower. I see that. I've talked to agents. I know that, and I've given them that tough love. I'm like, yep, you let your feet off the pedals, didn't you? Well, I was too busy with doing the job. I had so many buyers, so many sellers. So you slacked off and weren't prospecting anymore those days. You know what I mean? So you still got to prospect. Those agents that are up this year than last year, they kept on prospecting. They kept on doing the things that they needed to do and weren't looking at the amount of business they had. They just kept on doing the things that they're supposed to do. If it's a slow market, if it's an up market. But why, and then jump back to why I said our office is up this year to date compared to where we should have been. That 35% increase should have happened. The 10% next year on top of that 35% shouldn't have happened. Should have been a normal increase of 5 to 10% in that range as the steady increase. It's kind of like, if you in health, if you gain too much weight at one time, something's going wrong. Or if you lose too much weight at one time, something's going wrong. But if you just gradually do better, is a healthier way of growing your business, because then you don't have the ups and downs. It's more gradual. So as an office, we are up exactly where we should be if this crazy market didn't hit. And that's where a lot of agents, I got to relate, the agents that are lower this year than last year, I'm pulling their numbers from 2 years ago. You're still up. You're doing great. They're like, well, last year just, that was a bonus. That was a bonus. Interest rates, all of the, it was a tsunami of the perfect storm of real estate. And what did you see? It was a perfect storm of lots of sales with a limited inventory too, still, and things were happening. Now we're back to normal, or close to more of a normal market. Interest rates, people, if you have any buyers thinking that they're going to get some 5%, we might, if we're lucky in our lifetime, well, I'm 52, going to be 53, we might see high fives again. Again, I don't have a crystal ball, but this is my take on things. We might see high fives again, might occasionally. We'll never see a 4 again. We'll never, I know 99.9% sure, never see a 4% interest rate ever again, a 3%, 2%, never. It's not going to ever happen. So we're back to normal. It was just a long time for such low interest rates, lower than anybody could have ever imagined. And why I say that, ever imagined, because I got in real estate in 92, and it was a real estate boom because it was 9.875. It was the first time it ticked under 10% since the 70s. And that's why people were out buying house left and right, because I get a 10 under a 9% interest rate. And I remember showing houses to people, say first time home buyers, and their parents are coming in. I'm like, oh my God, 9%, you're so lucky. I got my house in the 80s was 15%, 16%. A couple of people like, oh my God, I bought my house when I was young at 18%. They're getting 9%. They're so lucky. It's all relative. But were we selling houses when the interest rates were 15, 16% in the 80s? Yes. Were I selling houses in the 9s? And I remember when it hit the 8s, I'm like, oh my God, this is great. 8%. Do you imagine right now if all of a sudden the Federal Reserve came out, interest rates 9%, we would lose. The whole market would just crumble, like 9%. So the point I'm getting at is that if you concentrate, if you keep your momentum, that's most important, your momentum of prospecting, looking for people that need to buy or sell. Keep looking for people that need to buy or sell now, or will need to buy or sell. Doesn't matter what the market is, doesn't matter what the economy is, doesn't matter what the interest rates are, doesn't matter. They need to buy or sell. Stop concentrating on, my opinion, on investors, secondary homes. I mean, well, let me say this to our Ohio people, because I have great friends that are brokers, agents all across the country, and their whole market is second homes and vacation homes and Airbnbs and rentals, and they love it. That's great because that's their market. But here in Ohio, in general, we're not the vacation capital of the world. We're not the second home capital of the world. We're not even though you think it, we're not the investor capital of the world of real estate. So the great thing about our, and I just said this to an agent earlier today about our market in Ohio, we are my opinion of my experience and all the things that I've gone through in real estate in Ohio in the last 30 years, is that we are Midwest people that want to live the American dream of owning their own home. We're not born and bred to be renters. We're not people that live in downtown Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, where they're raising families in a rental forever. We don't do that normally in our market here. We're more of that Midwest. We're going to, you're bred to and taught, you do this, and then someday you will own a home that's yours, where you will live a happy life, hopefully, and for everybody. But that's kind of how our market is. So that's great. So for us is that you keep the momentum of always looking for people that are going to be buying or selling, or people that will buy or sell in the future, because most people in our market in Ohio will. I don't think there's many people, a very small percentage will say, I'm going to rent my whole life. I mean, really, there's people that say that very few people will say you talk to them, they've never owned, they're like, I'm never going to buy ever. I know that most people might end up renting most of their lives, but just because their situation, their jobs, their family, they're single, get married, relationships, whatever, they might do that, but not too many people go, I'm never owning a home, which is great for us. We have sky's the limit. Anybody you talk to in your area, wherever, is probably going to be buying or selling a house in their future, or think they will or want to. So that's great for us. So back to the story, and went off the topic, is momentum. Keep the momentum going. I know right now a lot of agents pedaling harder because the market slowed down and they were depending on that hill that we hit. So when you pedal, when things start getting good, better for you or busy for you, don't stop pedaling. What's the pedaling? Have you figured it out? Prospecting. Always pedal, always prospect, always pedal, always prospect. Keep that momentum going, even if it's going fast, even if you're busy all day. If you go days, weeks, months, gosh, hope not years of not prospecting, calling, texting, emailing, meeting people, door knocking, networking, always on your database all day long, every day. You got to keep pedaling, keep that momentum going. That will get you through any market. That will get you through any market out there. There's no market that will put a successful agent out of the business that keeps that momentum going all the time. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching today on a Saturday, which was supposed to be for yesterday. So have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.